Today we're talking about morning routines. Do you need one, or is it just a bunch of BS? Episode 122 of the Client by Client podcast is coming up in less than a minute. Thank you so much for being here. For all of my current clients, past clients, friends, and family, drop me some emojis in the chat. All my first timers, drop me a number one. All my first time offenders, welcome. Drop me a number one wherever and whenever you are tuning in to today's episode. Over in Apple Podcasts and Spotify, episode 113 just went live. Upgrading your number one asset. It's not what you think, but it's important that you upgrade it. Go and tune in. Episode 113 is now live. You can find it on your favorite podcast player by going to pod.link/clients. Let's hop in and let's bring today's episode to life. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. In the last episode, we talk about what you must install into your daily checklist if you want leads every single day and to be signing up clients every single week. It's my belief that when you follow what I handed to you in this list, and when you take what I gave you in this list and you start doing it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, that not only will you be getting more leads and be getting clients more consistently, the grind of having to run your online business and how you run your online business and how you attract new clients in will only get easier the longer you stay in business. And so we talk about the micro, what to be doing on a daily basis, and then also what to be doing every day so that the macro is just self-fulfilling, so that you get more leads with less work, you get more clients who come your way that you have to do far less selling and closing on, and instead wind up on sales calls and on the other side of DMs with prospects who are closing you. So be sure to backtrack. That was a hell of a tee-up, wasn't it? We're getting better at this. So be sure to backtrack one episode to episode 121 to get the client's daily checklist. In today's episode, we're talking about morning routines. Before we hop into this, you must know that I don't like the word morning. I'm not a big fan of it. And so you might hear me toggle between morning and AM and start of the day routines. And the reason I don't like morning is because morning, outside of the early part of a day, of your day, has a very negative connotation. So I try to not say good morning because I think it's an oxymoron to have a good morning. It's almost like explaining you had a good cry. So I don't prefer saying good morning. I find other things to say. And that's just where the little fact about me, that's just where I stand with the word morning. And you might hear me toggle in between or have some weirdness about how I talk about today's topic and how I talk about today's episode. Do you really need a start of the day routine? Let's hop in and let's break this open. Do you need a morning routine? Well, you might if you struggle getting started. So if you're finding yourself every single day finding it really hard to get out of bed, or you're finding it really hard to get into the day-to-day of your online business and to focus your attention in on what needs to be done in order to generate leads and to follow up and to get clients and to sign them, and to, if you have paying clients already, to work with them, to serve them, to put your face out there on social media, to do your daily story. If you're finding it really hard to get started doing any of that, then I might make the case for putting some sort of routine in place that allows for you to more easily get into that. This might be getting straight into business. This might not be. The first thing that I do when I wake up is not do anything business. I don't get into business stuff until 4 or 5 hours into my day, because the first part of my day is about me. And that's how I have found that allows for me to show up at my best and to be in this for the long term. I have appointments with myself. I do things to exercise my body. I focus on health goals that I have. I try to focus on my breath and meditate. I try to do some breathing routines. I'm also fasting during that time. So if you're struggling, that's just a little bit of insight into what I do and how I think about this. However, when business is not going the way that I am wanting, I will stack business first, and I will do my best to get to business first thing in my day. So if you're struggling to get started and or you are lacking motivation, this might be the case for having a routine at the start of your day if you don't have one already. You might have a morning routine right now, but you're still lacking the motivation and you're finding it really hard to get started. And you're struggling with getting started in the early parts of your day, whenever that early part of your day is. I'm agnostic to whether that's 3:50 in the morning when my first alarm goes off, or if that's noon when your first alarm goes off. Whatever those first couple hours are for you, if you are finding it hard to get started, you're lacking motivation, you're having a hard time finding reasons to get up and out of bed, this might make the perfect case for you putting some sort of routine in place to help you get started and to get going. Second, if you are feeling scattered throughout your day and feeling unclear about what to work on, about what to do, or you're feeling an anxiety of running out of time or of where did the time go, and you don't have some sort of routine in place, you might be lacking the sort of structure necessary that your unique characteristics of yourself are calling for and are needing. And if you are resisting a morning routine, a start of the day routine, chances are that's the number one thing that you need. It is really easy to get proud of being an online business owner and working from home and getting to work from the coffee shop and wherever you are wanting. And it's also really easy for the hours, days, weeks, months, and years to pass you by without being much further in life and in your business, because yes, you identify with being an online business owner and being an online coach, but maybe you're not focusing enough in the day on the things that are actually going to drive your results forward. Therefore, it might behoove you to have a routine in place that gets you started and going. And maybe your first appointment with yourself is at the coffee shop. Find a way. Let me exit out of that. 1 second, team. Hope my camera is still in place because it's not on for me. What is up? We'll get back to this coffee shop talk here in just a second. There we go. Boom. Let's say your first appointment is at the coffee shop. Finding a routine that you go through when you get there to actually get productive and to get going would probably help you a whole ton so that you don't waste a bunch of time. So this is like a lot of this is about your morning routine, but a lot of this is about how do you capitalize on the time that you have. And it is really easy to wind up at the end of the day feeling like you worked all day, but then realizing that you didn't get anything done. Reason number two for possibly needing a morning routine is that you're feeling scattered throughout your day. Third, and transitioning from this last point in, you aren't happy with your output or your progress in business. If you know that you are capable of more, if you know that you're leaving progress on the table and that you could have got more done, if you know that and you feel deep within you that you are not getting enough done, and you have these things that you aspire to do, and maybe you have checklists and a list of whole things that you want to do, but you're just not doing them. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. So the way you're starting your day is how you're starting your projects. And that is then leading into your results. So at the end of your day, if you didn't start it with something that empowers you and makes you feel good and makes you feel and gets you into the right state of mind, if you need to do that, and if you're not feeling good, and if you're not in the right state of mind and you're not getting your progress and you're not getting to where you want to be, then it's time to look at how you are starting that day. And the more you can zoom in on and focus in the start of that day, that is going to impact everything else. Because now, when you go and start working with your clients, or you go to sit down and start working on your content, or you get to start working on your pipeline and your follow up, and you're going to start working on a new project because you're going to implement the right next thing to take you to the right next step in your online business or the right next stage, that's going to impact how you do everything. And when you have the right energy in the beginning of your day and you find a routine that you can go through in the morning that gets you in the right state, now that's going to cause for you to look at everything else you're doing and saying, okay, what am I doing to get into state in this part? And okay, I'm feeling great in the morning, but now I'm not feeling good on this thing. How can I take what I was doing in the early part of my day and begin to implement those changes and this new way of being into what I am doing? So do you really need a morning routine? Well, you do if you're struggling to get started and you're lacking motivation. And you do need an early part of your day routine, an early start of your day routine if you're feeling scattered throughout your day and like the time just passes you by. And you also need a start of the day routine if you aren't happy with your output or your progress in your business. Now, I will leave you with this closing thought. Your start of the day really begins, the real professionals know this, with how you wrapped up the day before. So a start of the day routine is nothing if you're not getting the proper amount of sleep. And I would implore you to prioritize and protect your sleep and your rest so that you can have the chance of having a productive day, let alone a productive start of your day the next. And to do everything that you can to optimize your sleeping situation so that it is the most important part of your day. Because if you are not prioritizing sleep and also how you've wrapped up the day before, the night before the day, you are setting yourself up for failure. This means tying up close ends that are weighing down on you. This means making decisions. This means making a list of the things that are non-negotiable for the next day and making a list of things that you would love to get done in the next day. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. We've said that a couple times here. I think we've drilled that home. And if you want to have an optimal start of your day, that all begins with the night before. In the next episode of Client by Client, I want to talk about burnout and how to know if you are burnt out. What are the telltale signs and how to know if right now maybe you're burnt out. And maybe we can even talk a little bit about what to do if you are. Whenever you are ready, here are a few ways I can help you grow your online business. First, download your free copy of GetBookedCRM. Coaches, are you still managing your leads and pipeline from Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, and your email inbox? Where you're losing leads in the cracks and you're leaving a lot of money and clients on the table every single month. That's why I created GetBookedCRM. What started out as a free way for me to manage my pipeline and turn prospects into clients has quickly become a favorite tool of my private students and many members in the Leverage Coach community. Get leads and turn them into clients in half the time. To download your free copy now, just find me on Instagram and send me the letters CRM. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got hundreds of coaches from all over the world and many different niches, all implementing my strategies and tactics for starting or growing an online business. Get access to free weekly trainings, access to coaches of all different levels, and even access to me for your free invitation now. Just find me over on Instagram or wherever you're getting the show and message me the word group. Lastly, become my next success story. I'm getting a couple coaches together this month to implement my methods and frameworks for injecting a minimum of $15K worth of new clients or doubling your existing client roster base over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But working with the right people is super important to me, so only reply to this if you are a relationship-focused coach who always puts the person ahead of the money. You've been coaching for at least 6 months to a year. You'd like to get 3 to 5 clients minimum organically every week or month from social media without wasting money or time on paid ads. You have at least 300 friends on a social platform, email list, or group. You are willing to take bold action because you know that your success depends upon it. And last but most importantly, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want you to grab your phone right now, tap that Instagram app icon, do a little search and find me at What Up Jeremy. Give me a follow and binge on some content while you're there. And when you're ready, I want for you to message me the words case study. When you do that, I'll ask you a couple questions about your online business and the vision for your next 12 months. Then I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the Get Clients program, examples of successful students and how we're already helping coaches from all over the world to implement my methods and frameworks. And then we'll identify what part of the program will likely make the biggest impact on your business the soonest. That way you know what to expect. For all the details now, just find me over on Instagram or wherever you're getting the show and message me the words case study. That's it for this episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next one. Cheers. Boom. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Always appreciate the love. If you made it all the way through to the end, I want to know, have you subscribed yet in Apple Podcast or in Spotify? Drop me where you have subscribed, and that way I know you made it all the way through to the end. All right, team, that's it for me. See you guys back tomorrow. Peace out.